3 a.m. drive-through. I've worked the overnight shift at Burger Box for 3 years. It's usually just drunk college kids and truckers stopping for food at 3 a.m. Nothing exciting. Until last month, when the same black sedan started coming through the drive-through every night. The first time I noticed it was a Tuesday. Dead quiet, no customers for over an hour. Then the sensor chimed, and I saw headlights approach the menu board. An older model black sedan, immaculately clean despite the recent rain. I gave my standard greeting through the speaker. No response. "Hello? Can I take your order?" The car just sat there, idling. After 30 seconds, I tried again. Nothing. The windows were tinted so dark I couldn't see inside. After 2 minutes, the car slowly pulled forward to the payment window. I opened the window. "Sorry, I didn't catch your order." The driver's window lowered just 3 inches. All I could see was darkness inside and pale, thin fingers gripping the top of the glass. A voice came from inside, distorted somehow, like it was being played through a broken speaker. Same as always. I'd never seen this car before. "I'm sorry. What was your usual order?" The fingers tightened on the window edge. "You know?" I felt a chill run down my spine. "Sir, this is my first time serving you. Could you please repeat your order?" The car sat silent for 10 seconds, then the window rolled up, and the sedan drove away, bypassing the pickup window. The next night, same thing. Black sedan. 3:13 a.m. exactly. This time when I asked for the order, the voice said, "Mark knows." Mark is our day manager. When I asked him about a regular in a black sedan, he looked confused. We don't have any regulars like that. The third night, my co-worker Alyssa was working the window. I was on grill. The sedan showed up at 3:13 a.m. When Alyssa opened the window, she immediately stumbled back, her face pale. "What's wrong?" I asked as the car drove away. "That guy," she whispered. His face wasn't right. Alyssa quit the next day. For a week straight, the sedan appeared at exactly 3:13 a.m. Sometimes it ordered the usual. Sometimes it just idled silently before driving away. I started scheduling my breaks for that time, letting others deal with it. Then came the night. No one else was available. The sedan pulled up at 3:13 a.m. I reluctantly opened the window. This time, the driver's window was already down. The interior of the car was completely dark, as if the dome light had been removed. I could barely make out a silhouette in the driver's seat. "I've been waiting for you, Jason," the voice said. My name tag only had J on it. I'd never told this person my full name. "What can I get you?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. "Not ready to order yet," the voice said. "Still deciding. Been watching you, though. Every night. You live in Oakwood Apartments, right? Second floor, Unit 217. Blue couch by the window. You should close your curtains." My heart nearly stopped. I slammed the window shut and backed away. The car remained for another minute before slowly pulling away. I quit that night. Blocked the manager's number when he called asking where I was. I didn't care about the final paycheck. 2 weeks later, desperate for money, I took another late-night job, hotel desk clerk at the Travelway Inn. My first night, at 3:13 a.m., a guest came to the desk asking for extra towels. When I looked up, I froze. The man was unnaturally pale, his proportions slightly wrong, as if someone had tried to draw a human from description alone. His smile stretched too wide, revealing too many teeth. "Nice to see you again, Jason," he said in that same distorted voice. "Did you think changing jobs would matter? I told you. I've been watching you." He leaned closer, that impossible smile widening further. "I'm still deciding what to order." I ran out the employee entrance and never went back. Last night, I was home with doors locked, curtains closed. At 3:13 a.m., my phone chimed with a text from an unknown number. I'm ready to order now. Seconds later, I heard a car pull into my apartment complex. A car door opened and closed, then footsteps slowly climbing the stairs to the second floor, to unit 217. My unit. I'm hiding in the bathroom now. The footsteps have stopped right outside my door. I hear that distorted voice, no longer needing a phone to reach me. It says I'll have the usual. It says, with a side of you. The doorknob is turning, though I know I locked it. It's coming inside to place its order in person. The previous tenant. The apartment was perfect, spacious one-bedroom, recently renovated, and $300 below market rent. I signed the lease immediately. Previous tenant left suddenly, the landlord mentioned while handing me the keys. Had to keep the security deposit to clean up. Some people, you know. He shrugged, not meeting my eyes. I didn't think much of it. At that price, I wouldn't have cared if there'd been a minor exorcism. The first night, I noticed the bathroom mirror was slightly askew. When I straightened it, I found something scratched into the wall behind it. She comes through the drain. Weird, but old buildings have weird history. I covered it with the mirror and forgot about it. That night I dreamt of running water. I woke at 3:27 a.m. to find the bathroom sink faucet on full blast, water overflowing onto the floor. I was certain I'd turned it off before bed. The maintenance guy came the next day. Pipes are old, he said, though he seemed nervous. Pressure builds up, turns the knobs, nothing to worry about. As he was leaving, he paused. You're in 2B, right? Did that guy ever mention what happened to the previous tenant? Just said they left suddenly. The maintenance man nodded. Yeah, real suddenly. He hesitated. If you ever hear scratching in the walls at night, just ignore it. Building settling. The scratching started that night. A faint, rhythmic sound coming from inside the bathroom wall. Scritch, 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 like fingernails on drywall. I told myself it was mice. In the morning, the bathroom mirror was askew again. I hadn't touched it. For a week, the pattern continued. Faucet turning on by itself, scratching in the walls, mirror shifting position. I began taking sleeping pills to drown out the sounds. Then I found the newspaper article online. Local woman missing, last seen at apartment. The address was mine. According to the article, the previous tenant, Rebecca Mills, had vanished 3 months ago. Police suspected foul play but had no leads. That night, I heard something new. A soft whimpering coming from the bathroom. I'd had enough. I grabbed a flashlight and a screwdriver and went to investigate. The scratching was loudest beneath the sink. I opened the cabinet and shined the light on the pipes. There were deep scratch marks on the wall around the drain pipe, dozens of them, as if someone had desperately clawed at the wall from the other side. I used the screwdriver to pry away a piece of drywall. Behind it was a small cavity in the wall, and wedged into that cavity was a phone. It was still on, battery at 2%. The screen was cracked, but I could make out the last text message sent. He's outside my door. Says there's a pipe leak he needs to fix. Something feels wrong. The timestamp was from 3 months ago, the day Rebecca disappeared. The contact was labeled Mom. I scrolled up through other messages. Rebecca had been complaining about strange noises in her apartment, about water running by itself, about her landlord entering without permission. The final unsent draft message read, "He put something in my drink is dragging me too." That's where it ended. I heard a key in my front door. The landlord's voice called out, "Maintenance!" Got a report of a leak. I hadn't called maintenance. I locked the bathroom door and dialed 911, whispering my situation. The dispatcher told me to stay put. Help was on the way. The landlord knocked on the bathroom door. "Everything okay in there?" "Need to check your pipes." "Just a minute," I called, trying to sound normal. "No rush," he said. Then quieter, as if speaking to himself, "You'll be joining her soon enough." I heard him walking away, then the sound of tools clinking. The scratching in the walls grew louder. The faucet turned on by itself. Full blast. In the overflow of the sink, I saw dark hair rising from the drain, followed by a pale, waterlogged hand reaching upward. The bathroom mirror shattered spontaneously. Through the locked door, I heard the landlord returning. "Won't be long now," he called in a sing-song voice. "The pipes are calling. Rebecca gets so lonely down there." Blue lights flashed through the window. Police sirens wailed outside. The landlord cursed. I heard the front door slam. When police broke in, they found me alone in the bathroom. The hand was gone. The scratching had stopped. They arrested the landlord 2 days later, trying to flee the state. They still haven't found Rebecca's body. But sometimes, late at night, I hear water running, and a voice that whispers from the drain, "Don't let him put them back together. We're still down here. All of us." I've moved out since then. But whatever apartment you're in now, check behind your bathroom mirror. And never trust a deal that's too good to be true. The night shift. I took the overnight security job at Westfield Storage because I needed the money. The ad said $22 an hour to watch cameras from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. Easy work. The facility manager, an older man named Frank, showed me around on my first night. 5 floors of climate-controlled storage units. "Nothing much happens here," he said. "Just walk each floor once per shift and watch the monitors. If you see anything weird, call me. Not the police." I thought that was odd. But at $22 an hour, I didn't ask questions. The security office was in the basement, a small room with 6 monitors showing grainy black and white feeds from around the building. The chair was uncomfortable, the fluorescent lights hummed, and the place smelled like old coffee. The first 2 nights were uneventful. I did my rounds, watched Netflix, and collected my pay. On the 3rd night, I noticed something strange on camera 4, 5th floor, east hallway. Around 2:13 a.m., the screen flickered and went black for exactly 6 seconds. When the feed returned, nothing seemed different. I rewound the digital recording. Same thing. 6 seconds of blackness. I made a note in the log and continued my shift. The next night, the same camera cut out again. Same time, 2:13 a.m., but this time for 8 seconds. On the 5th night, it happened again. 12 seconds of darkness. I decided to investigate. I took the elevator to the 5th floor, walked to the east hallway, and found nothing unusual. As I was heading back, I noticed storage unit 517 had an extra padlock that the others didn't. It looked ancient, with strange symbols carved into the metal. When I returned to the monitors, I checked the tenant registry. Unit 517 was rented to F Management. Frank. That night, camera 4 cut out at 2:13 a.m. for 15 seconds. On my 6th shift, I decided to be on the 5th floor at 2:13 a.m. I positioned myself where I could see Unit 517, but wouldn't be caught on camera 4. At exactly 2:13, the red light on the camera went dark. Even though the hallway remained dimly lit by emergency lights, I felt a sudden, unnatural darkness closing in around me. The temperature plummeted. My breath clouded in front of my face. The extra padlock on Unit 517 began to vibrate against the door. Then I heard something inside the unit. Not movement. Something worse. A sound like dozens of voices whispering simultaneously in a language I couldn't understand. The door bulged outward slightly, as if something was pressing against it. The padlock glowed, faintly red, the strange symbols now clearly visible. After what felt like an eternity, but must have been 15 seconds, the camera light came back on. The whispering stopped. The temperature returned to normal. The padlock was still. I didn't sleep that day when I got home. On my 7th night, Frank was waiting for me. "How you finding the job?" he asked casually. "Fine," I lied. "Quiet." He studied me for a moment. "Good. Some people notice things they shouldn't. Makes the job complicated." After he left, I found a note in the log. "Camera 4 maintenance scheduled. Ignore outages." At 2:13 a.m., camera 4 went dark, this time for 20 seconds. I stayed in the security office watching the timer on my phone. When the feed returned, I noticed something that made my blood freeze. Unit 517's door was slightly ajar. I tried calling Frank, but he didn't answer. Against my better judgment, I took the elevator up. The hallway was freezing cold. The emergency lights flickered. Unit 517's door was open about 2 inches. From inside came that whispering sound, louder now, and beneath it, a wet, slithering noise. I should have left immediately. I should have quit on the spot. Instead, I took out my flashlight and shined it through the gap. The beam illuminated a wall covered in the same symbols as the padlock, drawn in what looked like black oil. The floor was covered with a thin layer of dark liquid that rippled and moved against gravity, flowing up the walls, and in the center of the unit stood Frank, his back to me, whispering rapidly. He wasn't alone. Something was with him. A shifting mass of darkness denser than the surrounding air, with too many limbs that moved in impossible ways. Frank suddenly stopped whispering and turned. His eyes were gone, just empty sockets, weeping that same black fluid. "The night shift's almost over," he said, in a voice that wasn't entirely his. "Time for your permanent position." I ran. Behind me, I heard the unit door slam open, followed by that slithering sound. Faster now, I made it to the elevator, repeatedly hitting the button for the ground floor. As the doors began to close, I saw it coming. A wave of darkness filling the hallway, carrying Frank's body like a puppet, his feet dragging as he moved unnaturally fast. The doors closed just in time. I quit that night. Blocked Frank's number. Tried to forget. 2 weeks later, I saw a job listing online, night security at Westfield Storage, $25 an hour. Yesterday I drove past the facility. A familiar car was in the parking lot, mine. And through the lobby windows, I saw myself walking toward the elevator for the night shift. I don't know what's happening in Unit 517. I don't know what took my place. But tonight, at 2:13 a.m., I know Camera 4 will go dark again, and something wearing my face will be waiting on the 5th floor.